first question in my mind when I saw your blue duck command on LinkedIn was, what kind of person is quitting this kind of company and starting their own business in the middle of the pandemic? So how has it happened? Why have you started your company, your business right now?
Yeah, but thank you very much. And maybe jumping, I will make sure to answer as well also, but jumping to what it has given me or what it gives me now is actually a lot of energy. And I think also now everybody is connecting much more digital. So the big world, the global world has just even become closer, right? Because everybody is kind of communicating with each other much more, even the ones, your near colleagues and so on, that that you often see physically. Now you also see them digitally. So the boundaries of how you connect and talk about tasks to do and interesting things to do together has, I think I can feel, have minimized. And probably we are a good example, right? I think we maybe would have kept on writing to each other unless this digital awareness and connecting have came up. Also, I have been with Lego, as you know, for 25 years. That's a very long time, but time flies. So in a strange way, I didn't imagine not doing that. But for some strange reason, also I can just feel that this will levitate me and give me some additional new energy and new possibilities to use what I have been on for so many years with a love brand that I still hold dear. But this is exciting. So I think that's the reason why, because it simply is exciting and difficult. But that also, you can say, that also drives motivation with all of us, right? So I don't think a lot of people in our business, in your business, kind of stops at what's easy and comfortable. We are all, as you mentioned, and Bitnoise as well, curious.
Maybe you could tell me in general why you've started Blue Duck Command. What is Blue Duck Command? Like, what is its purpose, and what can you offer to your clients?
I would really like to aid leaders or teams with boosting their own creative impact. They might be stuck in some kind of way, or they would like to engage their portfolio in new adventures. And my experience and being who I am in breath, and I can't help having Lego flowing in my veins, and that's part creativity, part plastic. So that's basically what I offer in any shape it can take. And that's also the clients I have now. A lot of them in an advisory role in terms of looking upon portfolios of products strategically to matching users' needs. Of course, my specialties are around playful learning and also educational technologies in that sense.
Can I count on some sneak peek of how have you invented this blue duck? Actually,
the blue duck is actually a real bird. So it's only living in New Zealand, and is a rare species, and have this amazing ability to have dominion over fierce rivers, basically. So that's where it breeds and lives. It dives after food, and also that's how it escapes and disappears as well. It's a friendly bird, or it will seemingly seem tame when you approach it. Even though it's rare to find as well. And some of these, you can say, these are the values we try to take on, and it made a good fit. So we are a kind company that will poke a notch and are friendly once you find us, and we engage and breathe and get energy out of complex problems. So it's a complex life of the Blue Dog, and it is going distinct, but I hope that's not the case for me. Another thing is that my last name in Danish it's called Elling. Elling is a duckling. That's of course a way of storytelling, and it tells a bit about me personally as well. So there's layers of what you do, how you want to work.
What is the base of your experience? Is it Lego? And if so, how has it helped you with building your own company?
I've been super privileged to enter Lego also when it was a smaller company. So I think at that point of time there was maybe 3,000 or 4,000 employees. I think that today they are 20 or something like that. And of course it was. I think the experience of growing up with Lego being what it is today has been a tremendous experience, you can say. So I think some of the experience that have shaped also my thinking and my love for that brand, but also for playful learning with children and adults are plural. We especially around in different testing scenarios. There was one product we were testing, especially in Brazil, in many places, also Peru. A good example of what often happens then is that we saw the students and children where we were testing at the schools. They would come earlier. They would come much earlier than they used to. They would come for getting their breakfast and lunch. That was where they were going to eat. That was also partly what motivated them to come to school. But this also motivated them to come in and get some engagement and learning that we set up with Lego for a long time. It was a long study. You know, a bunch of students and a bunch of kids always have, there's always few who are more challenged, have some learning deficits, or are just not having the same ability to learn in a traditional way. We could in these situations never find the great kid that had these other talents than sitting down. Because certainly when we engaged them with hands-on learning, this was a blend of technology and bricks, of course, and hands-on and teaching material. These talented kids with other talents and sitting still and having a lot of concentration, certainly they were the students that collaborated, that performed on a higher level than the others, and got social and engaged and would like to stand up and present their stuff, because certainly they were proud of what they have achieved. And they were often, well, just better than the other kids. So that was an immense, you can say, power of this playful learning, hands-on material. I worked a lot with a combination between physical and digital, so it was also always the interface between the two, and it was just such a powerful engager for the children. So that I think is some of the most important thing I just brought with me, that the right purpose, the engaging with the right tools makes a humongous difference. And I just seen it so many times that I take it in as a universal truth. You can make a difference providing the right space, the right circumstances. You can do it with a product, you can do it with a service, you can do it digitally, but you can do it in so many ways. But it means a difference.
And what about digital accessibility?
So if there's one mantra you can say that could engage, that could make it more successful, and you could keep on repeating it, you just have to make it easy. You can't make it easy enough. Once you have think you've made it easy, then peel something off. Have some great designers, interaction designers. Put in your empathy for your user, understand them, deliver to their needs, and not your own feature ambition. But I think the interesting point is if you can reach people who will not naturally engage, but still can pick technology up as a pen and paper. That sounds like an utopia, but it's a good target. It's a good target.
How do you think we can connect creativity with technology? What are the possibilities?
And it's almost you can say a match made in heaven. I think it's potentially the best of two worlds, arts and science, or art and technology. That's where it comes up in giving sort of superpowers to the world. I think that is where you can also problem solve and express yourself with more things. Of course, you can do it in both worlds by itself, but it seems like just the merger of both gives more than a double up.
Okay, thank you very much. It's almost over, but I have two more questions. Do you have some short story or some short memory, your favorite memory from your years at Lego? Because we outside the Lego, we are always dreaming about it. It's like a dream company, and maybe that's why I was so like, what? He has left Lego. And maybe you can share something like your favorite moment from these past 25 years.
Funny story that it's a small one, but I don't think you would hear it from so many, and it would not be a typical Lego story. So also, I mentioned when I started, it was a smaller company. And at that point of time where we had our design offices, there was also some molding machines. There are some today in Billund as well, but that's not the dominant thing, and not at all where the designers sit. That's creative spaces and offices. So, but we could go down there, and there was this senior gentleman that was called Ove, its Danish name, that managed these molding machines. It was not the high-tech molding machines, but they were still functioning, and basically we were allowed to use them as designers. So we poured all kind of differentiated plastic into them to try to invent other brick types and blend plastic and so on. That's not what you do today. Today you calculate. But that was really fascinating and so close to your material, your hands-on, right? So you actually could go out, mold something, come back with it, and see what was happening. There was not even mobile phones at that point of time, so 3D printers was not a thing.
Is it Lego picture behind you?
It most certainly is.
It's quite something. It's beautiful. Have you made it yourself?
I was so fortunate that one of my previous employees, Ina Jordan Nilsson, made it for me. So I actually, I know it's a deer, right? I actually don't hunt, but I thought that was
It's a classic.
It's a classic. So I need to find a fireplace as well.